Hey guys, this is Randall with Formsio. Today I'm going to demonstrate Formsio and the great features you get with the software. Formsio is a web-based document automation software that's used to complete digital transactions between two or more entities. Users can design documents, they can populate documents with required transactional data, and then they can digitally sign those documents. Unlike systems that wrap their services around static PDF files, Formsio has re-envisioned digital transactions starting as dynamic HTML documents. This is a very important distinction that we'll discuss as we go through the demo. I'm going to go ahead and log in and get started. When you log in, you can see a library of all your templates that you've created. All of these documents are HTML. Go ahead and click on the New Template button, and this is where you'll go and design your documents. Documents can be simple text-based documents. They can also include form fields. So you can add tables, text boxes, text areas, all different types of form fields that you've probably seen in PDF documents. You can add digital signatures, you can add scripts for any documents that have calculation dependencies. We have an internal database where you can go in and create data that you're going to use to populate your documents. And then we have an image library also. With the database, you can also connect to third-party data sources. We have database connectors within the software. Let's go ahead and get started by adding some text. Let's say that we're creating a document to send to a customer for something they've purchased. So we'll put in first name, last name. We want that to populate there for each transaction. Thanks for purchasing the products below. Let's add a table. So this will be one of our first type of objects that we put into the document. Now what's great about Formsio is that everything in this document is dynamic. So unlike static PDFs where you have to define the number of rows that you want in your file, we can just start with a single row and however many columns that I need, and it can dynamically generate the number of rows based on each unique transaction. Let's go in and populate this table with some of our data. Let's put in a product name and let's put in the price. And then we're going to say that we want to add row binding. This will make it where it repeats, where it'll create the rows dynamically when needed. We will ship your products to the following address. And let's go ahead and put the address inside of the text block here. So we'll put in street, city, state. We'll add a zip. We can have more text here that can be conditional. This is an important feature of Formsio, is that you can not only insert your text from your database, but you can also make it conditional. So I can go in and create different blocks of text in my database and then populate it based on a trigger. So an example would be a clause in a legal agreement that's only needed for say certain states, and you could have a state trigger that block of text. We'll go in and insert some conditional text right now. So let's link this this block of text right here, and you'll see in a minute just how it works. Let's go in and add maybe another. Let's go in and add a text area. We'll make this full size, and then let's see. We'll maybe make them print their name. So print name, and we'll add another text box. You can also have text after if you want to, and more text here. Let's make this text editable. So let's say that this text we want someone to be able to edit. So we're going to unlock this text. What's great is you can assign different user roles to be able to perform different functions and within the document itself. So if I wanted to say that certain users have access to entering data into certain fields, I can go in and do that. So I want the client to be able to edit this text right here, and I want the client to be able to edit, add text into this text area field. So let's go ahead and save that. And then let's go in and sign the document. So sign here. Let's add our signature field. And again, we're going to specify who is signing this document, whether it's one signer or multiple signers. You create the logics within the document. So sign here is going to be the title, and we're going to make the client also sign. If you want to automatically date stamp it or time stamp it, you can select these things. Also want to put an IP address in here. So let's go in and make this a little bit bigger too, so it's easier to see. But you'll be able to see that all of this text and these field objects are completely dynamic, which is unique to Formsio. So as things start to shift around, our objects and text, everything moves and reformats. If I change the size of this, you'll see everything will move dynamically. So when 3 rows or 4 rows or 5 rows get added to this, everything below will shift down. As new content or text is added into this text block, again, everything will shift and format based on each unique transaction that gets created. Let's go ahead and give this a name. We'll say sales agreement. Let's go ahead and publish it. So we are ready to start sending this out to our customers. If I want to send it from here, I can. Let's go ahead and hit send. I can just go and select existing contacts that are in the software, or I can add a new contact. So let's add myself. Let's put my email address, and we'll put a phone number. My role is a client, so I'll be able to interact with the fields and signatures that were set up for me. So let's click create, and then we're going to select myself. So now I'm going to send to 3 unique people within the recipients within the software, and this will create 3 unique transactions. So Formsio is great for sending out bulk delivery to a large set of recipients. I can click send, and now I have sent this document template out to 3 people to fill and sign. You can go here and see that this agreement was created 3 times for these recipients. So if I go to my email, you'll see that the email came through to my email address. Let's click the link. Now I'm in the client portal. So this is where the client is going to go to interact with the document. I can go here and type in text. Here is some text, and you'll see that everything is dynamic within the document. Everything shifts around, which is very important. So more text here. We can go in and I lock this field out. Let's see, we can add some text here, and you can see that everything shifts down as we're adding text. If I reach the end of this row, it'll wrap the text around and start a new row of text in the line below. Let's see, what else do I need to do? So this document is going to also validate any required fields that need to be filled in. So I could go here. This is where I need to fill out the rest of the document. And you can set the orders in which you want people to enter information. So let's say my address is Test Street. It's in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, 70808. Click next. So this is where we're going to specify the number of products. We'll say we're doing software development. We'll say we're going to do software design, and we're going to do hosting and support. These are my services that I'm doing. This is where we can show conditional text. So I selected 2, which is linking to this. This is the trigger that that will go in and trigger this condition, this block of text right here. So we'll click finish, and you'll see that the document is now formatted based on all of that information. So 3 rows, all of this text got inserted into the document. As you saw, I was able to interact with some of the fields that are in here. If this wasn't locked down, then if this would have been assigned to me, the client, this would be something I would enter my name into. So let's go in, and now we're going to sign it. So let's go, and you can either type your signature or you can draw your signature. Let's just scribble something in here, and we'll click apply, and this will digitally sign the document. One of the things that's very important to note is that once it's digitally signed, it gets added to the PDF. This is when you want to have a PDF, is to protect the integrity of the document. So if we open up this PDF, now it can't be modified or tampered with, and you will see that Formsio embeds a digital signature into the document, and that it links back to Adobe's approved trust list. Very important. So once the document is signed, you'll see that the signatures link back to Adobe's approved trust list, and Formsio is the signature authority within these documents. So that's an important feature that you want in your signature software that you are utilizing when signing documents. That provides the highest level of protection and defensibility too, if you ever have to go to court and prove that a document was not tampered with and was signed by the parties that they were supposed to be signed by. Let's go ahead and close this. So I'm still inside of the customer portal. You'll see this is my signed agreement that I completed. Customers are able to go in and manage their profile information. I can add a little profile picture if I want to. Let's see, we'll add me to it. That's my mug. Click apply. So I can also manage all my security information. These are, if I want to have a signature in here, I can manage that, make it easier to sign documents. What's great is that anybody that sends me a document to that email address, I'll be able to manage that within here. Another thing great about Formsio is that if you look here, you'll see that this transaction is now complete. Another great thing about Formsio is that all this data, this content, is structured and is managed against what we'd say are probably three different silos of data. You've got your recipient data. So all this information is reusable and is managed within Formsio. You can add other bits of data against your contacts if you want to save that information. You can even add custom fields for your contacts if you want to. We also have data sets for your system users too. This is often used to fill forms, not just the contact information, but your system users their data can also be used to populate your documents. And then we have the transactional data, where you can go in and you can set up all this transactional data to populate into the form also. And we have, like I had mentioned earlier, we have the ability to go in and manage your internal database. You can connect to third-party data sources. You can go in and create conditions. There's lots of features within the software that allow you to really automate your processes. So that's a quick overview of the software. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and we look forward to working with you on your document automation.